What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. It is December 22nd, 1858. I know it doesn't feel like it. We're using these crazy 1800s computer monitors. No, we're not going to RP this. Let's just go straight on into the mission and get the load screen started so that we can talk about what we're up against here. This mission is reasonably difficult, but it's just because of the legwork. This mission isn't difficult because there's anything crazy about the waves or anything of that nature. This one is actually just, it's hard to be in the right place at the right time. You'll see what I mean here in just a moment. So, Chapter 18, Paradise and Hell.
I feel like if I was hibernating like a bear.
Like a bear, perhaps not, but like a drunkard, yes indeed. And if your friendly innkeeper hadn't been nice enough to bring you here, I wouldn't have rated your chances very high.
Jack, I have to talk to you. There are things going on in the village that aren't exactly on the up and up. Napoleon wants to get rid of you and your brother, do you hear me? And he plotted with Elzar the priest to convince me to poison you last night. For me, that was going too far, so I cut the dose. Somebody's got to do something here. If it's not you, I don't know who else.
I don't know what I can do for you, Odilon, except thank you. But I have to get back to my sister and my brother as quick as I can.
Just a minute. Theo asked me to give you this axe to help you. He says with this, a nun could cut a wolf in half with 2 fingers up her nose.
Josephine, but you're all red. I'm really afraid the fever's getting worse. If I take you to the village, they're gonna kill you for sure. On the other hand, you're way too weak to survive the trip to Quebec City. I gotta find Joe to watch her while I go get help.
Alright, so let's see what this day has in store for us. That first wave looks benign enough. It's just 4 wolves. Okay, I'm not worried about that. We'll just face tank that one, just run headlong into it. Where's that magical axe at? That thing was pretty bitchin'. St. Crepaw's magic axe. Well, what are the stats on this thing? Ooh. That's what I like to see. Does it hurt everything? Hold on, let me read the description real fast. The story of this unique axe dates back to Antoine St. Crapaud, who made a deal with the devil to enchant his 2-man saw to work on its own. And we turned it in, and it hurts all types of creatures, regardless of resistance. That is exactly what I like to hear, so that's going to help us out. I don't know if we can have it enchanted or whatever. We may want to try that out. We've also got these crazy spectacles, so maybe I'll keep those on my inventory as well, just in case. We're back to all of our goodies, unlike yesterday. We've also got a level up that we need to allocate. I'm going to put it into, well, we already did the spike traps. Let's go ahead and upgrade our trees. I've actually kind of come around on these. I've actually never used these that much before, but in light of how they went in the last level, I like the fact that they allow me to be hands-off, like I can trigger them and just run off elsewhere, so that's what I'm going to do. We're going to go with those, and that gives our trees 5 shots instead of 3. It's going to make our lives a little bit easier altogether. That makes them deal 90 damage instead of the 54 that they were touting to begin with. So for this first wave, we're just going to face tank it. Not even going to worry about it. The second wave looks as though it is all... Let's see, which way are they coming from? Okay. So the second wave, let's tally up how much HP there are. So there's 40, and then there's a couple. Yeah, there's 105 there, so 145. So we're going to need 2 trees on this side. So that's what we're going to do. And then for this side, we only need 1 tree. So we'll put a tree over here, and we're going to have to activate all of them. We'll activate these 2 first, and then we'll run over here and activate this one, and that's wave 2 down. Now for wave 3, we've got a number of locations that are all being attacked. And so let's go ahead and down here, we're going to put another tree. We'll activate that. And then what we'll do, we'll put that in place. And then what we'll do after that tree's all done is we'll come up here. We will activate, which way is this guy going? He's going that way, huh? Okay. So we will activate, which way are you going? Okay, so they're both kind of going the same way, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'll activate this tree right here. We'll use firewalls to kind of guide him where we want him to go. So what we'll do is we'll block those 2, and hopefully he doesn't go around the horn to the right. If he does, this is going to take a little bit more work. Okay, he's not gonna. We want him to come in through the back without us having to worry about it. And so I think that leaves us in a reasonably decent spot. Now, I don't know how strong the wind's going to be on this one. I believe the wind was strong in this mission, but my memory is not so good. We'll put a arbalest or a ballista right there so that when he's on his way to town, we can just blast him in the dome. And so we need to activate all of these, preferably in one swoop. Zip up to here, activate that, and then just camp out right here, assuming our stink doesn't give us away. And so let's look at wave 4 now. Wave 4 is all going to the house. It looks like we've got 2 of these guys. We've got him, unfortunately, that we're going to have to deal with. Let's go ahead and what we'll do is we'll put another tree up here. We are just using trees like crazy on this one because there's too many Mycans for us to really mess around with that whole thing. And then we'll put a firewall in right here. Looking at my AP, it's not looking so good. What's coming on the 5th wave? The 5th wave is just 2 Wendigos. Alright, that's not so terrible. I mean, it's nasty, but it's not as bad as it could be. So what we might consider for them, well, we've got extra money coming back right here from those 2 traps, but that's not really something to worry about right now. Let's go back to wave 4 and take a look. So that tree should take care of them. These guys should be coming around the horn. We need to delay these greater wolves. And so what we're going to do with them is we'll put a bait right there, a bait right there, a final bait right there, and then a spike trap, which should get rid of most of them. We'll kill the last one on our own. We'll put another ballista right there. And that leaves us with a little bit for the last part of this. We've got 2 30 AP rounds left. So there's a number of ways this could go down. I don't necessarily like how this whole thing is going. But if we can make a long shot, I think we can fall back and be okay. And so what I'll do is I'll put in... God, I'll put in a couple of these. I can't guarantee we're going to get to use them appropriately. But it's worth a shot. I mean, we'll see what happens. And so with the first one, we'll try and shoot right as he comes around the corner. We'll disengage, shout maybe, run back to here as like a ruse, and just hope that the whole thing works out. Sound good, guys? Alright, so let's do this thing. Looking there, we already did our skills. Alright, and this one I'm going to need a heavy dose of a refresher between each round to remember what I'm supposed to be doing, but I think we should be alright. I don't feel too terrified.
Josephine, you had a vision?
Our brother is not dead, but life has left his body. He lies near a waterfall.
The only waterfall around here is Beaver Falls, close to the mill. I've got to go there.
Don't go. All is lost.
Well, that's just depressing. There's nothing worse than a pessimist in a group. You're sitting here trying to hold off occult death, and they're sitting around saying, don't go, all is lost. Nobody likes that guy. Nobody likes that guy. Okay, so our wind is not so bad today. Oh, there's a waypoint. Interestingly enough... I wonder how long these stay activated for, because technically I could just activate them all right now. I guess, God, let's use the zip line. Ugh, I wish it would tell me these things like, you will be forced to start here before the mission can go. These are those little stipulations that make life very difficult in this game. I mean, worst case scenario is we run all the wolves back to the location that we desire once we get going, but it's not something that I relish the thought of doing. Alright, so there's our beat-ass brother.
Joe, dang it! Do you see the wound? It could only be the invisible beast. Forgive me. I should have been with you.
Well, that's no good.
Well, it's as easy to entice you with your brother as it is a wolf with a sheep carcass.
If Red Hair surrenders, his death will not be painful.
Mr. Macheshu, you old fox. I'll have your hide.
I won't even need to fight, poor fool. Grab him and kill him!
Oh God. Alright, well I suppose I can sort of run. Oh, and I'm pinned against a wall. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh no. Ooh. Alright, so he's down. Let's run from this guy. Let me get my bearings first, because I am completely lost right now. And what has happened here? Alright, so we're going back to here. And we should be able to handle him quite soundly. I'm not really incredibly worried about this individual. And so now we've got to get back as quickly as possible to our home base. I don't like how much equipment I was just forced to drink like 4 whiskeys all at once. I really, really, really dislike it when the game does that kind of stuff. But I've leveled those accusations and those issues before, so there's not a whole lot we can do there. Let's go ahead, and since we've already been sort of beat up, we're going to have to go ahead and take care of the rest of these guys. But they are only normal wolves, so I'm not really that worried about it. So we'll do a little whirlwind attack there, and down they go. And so let's take a look at what's coming this round, first and foremost. So I like the direction that our wind is headed. And so let's go ahead and trigger these two first and foremost. So booty dance, get it down, oh yeah. Then we'll do a little V-step over by this other one. God, that took forever. And once that's all good to go, just dancing with an axe, and there we are. And then we also need to activate this one, so let's do that. And once that's ready to go, I think we'll be alright. So realistically, there shouldn't be anybody stopping or getting themselves into trouble. We should be just all around okay on this one. The traps, I think if my math was cogent or if my math was accurate, we should be alright. And so we'll drag as many back to here as possible. We'll also drag them back as we can. Try and keep the house safe as best as we can. While at the same time hoping for our own safety. And so I think that's pretty much the entire wave. Now for the next wave, I think we have to go up and activate this guy here, which is what I shall do. Alright, so that one's now activated. And oh good, they're attacking the house. Alright, so that should be it, I think. Let's take a look at what's cracking on this. Oh, these ones are coming from the south. Okay. So let's go ahead and trigger this guy then. And once he's triggered, we'll head on up to the church. We also need to reorientate our wind. So there's that. And so let's shoot on over here and make sure that we get ourselves situated before this whole thing falls apart on us. Which may be a bit more difficult than expected, considering I lost the trap. Oh, and now that wolf is on us, unfortunately. But I have to get over here. There we go. Oh no, it didn't work completely. Well then. Let's flatten these guys as best as possible. I'm going to kite them back over here. The best laid plans and all that. Unfortunately, they moved a little bit quicker than I expected. He's going to berserk out on me. Just go into straight Hulk mode. Ooh, and then we're going to catch a claw to the back of our head. Ooh, that is quite a leap he's got there. Alright, and so we're going to draw back a tad, I think. We're going to drink another alcohol. And maybe our tree will shoot him. Will it? It will! Hooray! Yay for you, noble tree. So over here now, we need to get back to the house. And once we're back at the house, we need to set up on the arbalest. We already went ahead and activated the tree up top, which means we should be good there. Assuming the whole thing holds down, we should also be able to take care of the wolves as necessary. And the trees are really coming around for me. I feel bad for slandering the trees at this point, because they haven't failed us. Now, that tree, hopefully, God, hopefully that tree is able to do its business. Otherwise, this whole thing is just going to get rowdy. So unfortunately, the tree did not do its business.
Come on, come closer, you stinking little critter!
However, our spike trap looks like it did its deal. And I think I can kill this guy long before the Wendigo gets here, so we'll be alright. All things thought for, we'll be alright. So there was a little bit of variability in this plan. I'm not going to lie and say that the whole thing went off without a hitch. But we did what we had to do there. And so for the 5th wave, what was the 5th wave? Oh, the 2 Wendigos. Yes, that is something, isn't it? Alright, so let's see what we can do here. We don't have a lot of time, but hopefully we can ride the zip line over to here and almost get into position before they both show up. I don't know. We've got 1 laser left. We've got 1 alcohol left, so this one could come down to a final fight for our lives. No guarantees, though. And so if we can get over here rapidly enough, I think we'll be okay. This is going to have to be a long Hail Mary shot, otherwise it's not going to work. So let's hope that the accuracy Jesus is on our side here. And so let's fall back. And there it is. And so that actually went off without a hitch. I'm actually really surprised how well that went, aside from the ridiculous amount of drinking we had to do to survive the whole thing. But let's get our boogie on, take our picturesque photo here. Of course, every photo is picturesque, isn't it? Well, I've got some relatives that aren't picturesque. That's fine. And let's look at our butcher bill here. We got ourselves a grip of XP. We got what I hope will be a reasonable amount of cash. 484, so that's going to put us up over the $13 line. We can actually buy some pretty sweet stuff at this point. I need to restock on liquor anyways, so that's that. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle. My name is Splattercat, and thank you for watching Sung Fua with me here today. I hope you'll choose to join me next time for what will be an exhilarating episode. It's only going to get more difficult, guys, so I hope you'll stop in next time. Take care out there, and I'll see you tomorrow.